First up, we're going to create a place for solitary bees to lay their eggs. But Adrian, before we get started, what is a solitary bee?
Yes.
Is it just lonely? What's going on?
You could say that is in a kind of way. If we start with what it's not. So a honeybee, we know a honeybee, there's one species. Bumblebee, pretty much everybody knows about bumblebees. There's about 25 species in the UK. Solitary bees, there's about 225 species.
Wow.
And even in an average back garden, you might have 20 or 30 different species, and they're solitary because they don't form a colony, but the queens lay their eggs in their own little nesting chambers.
Okay. All right, well, let's have a look at these nesting chambers. I believe you've got something prepared.
I have, because what I wanted to do for Wild Weekender was give people really easy things that they could do in a very short space of time.
That sounds good.
And you might have seen the bee hotels, which are they're a bit like a bird box with lots of tubes in them.
I know the ones you mean.
They're great, they work really well, but they're quite difficult to find all those tubes.
Yep.
So here's an easy way to create something that's full of tubes. Made one earlier.
Cool, okay.
Oh. Now you don't need a log quite of this size, but this is all that you need. You need a log with a flat face for it and a drill, and I'm not going to do the drill sound while we're doing it, and it's just a case of drilling lots of holes in the face of the wood block. What's really key is that you do different sizes of drill bits. So I've got between about a 4mm and an 8mm here.
Yeah.
Because there are different sizes of solitary bees, all those different species, big ones, little ones, and they want different sizes of holes. It is important to go as deep as you can. Now here's the really clever bit with solitary bees. They like a long tunnel because the female lays this series of eggs from the back to the front of the chamber, sealing them up as she goes. The ones at the front hatch into males, the ones at the rear hatch into females.
No.
So the males come out first, so they're ready to scout for females when they emerge later from the tunnels. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, mind blown already. And what, 9:30? This is insane. Brilliant.
I've got two final things to say about this. The first thing is you need a little bit of sandpaper.
Okay.
Because when the bees arrive at the nesting chambers, they'll spot whether there are little splinters or not at the nesting holes. The females do an instant risk assessment as to whether they're going to snag their wings on the holes. So you do need to sand over those holes so that it's nice and smooth for them.
You don't want any snagged wings.
Indeed. And the second really important thing is that this must face the sunshine. This isn't something for a dark position.
Okay.
This is a sunny, sheltered position because they love the heat. Now, I've got some pictures of ones that I've created for my garden that I think we're going to be able to show for you. There's me placing them. So you can see you could take just a little log and yet you can fit in maybe 50 holes into a tiny log.
Yeah.
And they're taken really readily. My logs went in and they were used by bees. This is a leaf cutter bee carrying a leaf. They go and cut little semicircles of leaves, carry them back to the nest, chew them up, and that creates the pulp to seal up the nest.
I have seen that before, like a little plug at the end.
Absolutely. And then you know that the nesting chamber has been used. And you can get really creative with this as well. I didn't get creative this morning when I drilled these holes, but oh, there's a sharp-tailed bee, which is actually coming to find out whether other bees have nested. It looks for other bees that it can utilise their nests. And there's the one that I've got at home. Now that's as creative as I get, but I think the viewers can get even more creative with the shapes that they drill into the nesting column. So it's something that's great for all the family to do. The kids can draw the pattern, you can use the drill, all happy.